Hey, Super Warrior, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate the audience. Type show link to drop link. Type show link to drop link. Mr. Russian, are you winning yet? Are you winning yet? I've been watching some of your your gaming lives. Not a gamer, so I don't totally understand what's going on, but I'm happy to watch for a while and always learn something and get into the excitement of other people's excitement. So TT, Mr. TT, thank you for dropping by. Let's see if we can have an interesting evening here. Let me just check to see what the live looks like on another computer and watch that. And watch the live over here. Love Thomas Tom, thank you for dropping by. So we're going to edit a cooking video. Um, let's see how much fun that's going to be. Caesar Mocha, Bob Smith. I'm happy to see so many people that are dropping by here. Let's try to don't let Mr. Nightbot cut you off with too many caps or too many Billy sent me Billy Bob. I think I saw you before. I can't remember where. Where did I see you? Interesting. Small world. It always glad to have you here. So let's see what we're up to. So let's start with one little game of solitaire here, and see if I can win this in one hand. Oh, it's starting to look really good, right? So we're going to do that. I can't play. Don't know how to play solitaire in real life. I've never actually played solitaire with a real deck. I only know how to play it on a computer. It's one of my weaknesses. Yeah, Mr. Nightbot is monitoring the chat, and let him use his rules. I'm always appreciative of that. Whatever he wants to do, we'll just go with the flow on that. So let's see what we've accomplished here. I don't know how much we're going to get done, but let's simply Melda. Hey, thank you for coming aboard. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. So, yeah, am I going to win this game? I don't think so. Oh, maybe. You never know. You never know. You never know. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Now we're going to have to go through the deck twice. So that looks like it could be the end of it. Okay. That's the end of that. So let's see what we're doing. So today we're doing a Shrimp Alfredo. So Shrimp Alfredo made all in one pot. There it is, Shrimp Alfredo. I already created a pardon me, a Premiere Pro project to keep track of the footage, and this is the footage that we've got here. So it this is the one. Okay, I think I made a little bit of extra noodles because I wanted something for another recipe, and we've got the captain already on green screen for his introduction. So let's bring this footage into the project, drag it into the project, sit it there. and let's see what it looks like. So it'll take a few seconds. It has to do some thinking. I have to sort it because otherwise it will come out in a weird order. Let's just see what is the order. 58, 59. Yeah, that's good. And if I, even though it's all highlighted, if I don't highlight it again, it still doesn't come in the right order. So let's drag this down to the timeline and sit it there. And keep my existing settings. Well, this was all shot in 4K. And we're going to edit it in HD, which allows me to virtually zoom in and out and get some close-ups and get some wider shots. So let's keep that as it is. And there we are. Let's see if it wakes up. Now, hopefully we'll be out on the boat tomorrow, although it is supposed to be rainy. And the sundown is 7:15. So we're probably going to start around 5:15 so that we're not we're not in the dark there. Yeah, Mr. Russian, your games are much more exciting than Windows Solitaire. So, okay. So one of the things we notice is the color. Oh, that's nice, a little bit brighter. I guess I turned up the light a little bit. We'll have to fix the colors to make sure of this. So one of the first things that we want is a shot of the finished dish. We get 12 minutes of footage. That's good. The last one. Hey, love child. Yeah, even Solitaire is too much for me. I know I tried. This is Solitaire from Windows 95, I think, maybe Windows XP. I even the new versions of Solitaire is more than I can deal with. Pardon me. Okay, so here we got the captain, and let's see what he had to say.
This is another all-in-one pot pasta. Start with the noodles and keep on adding.
I did enjoy the stream. It was I enjoy watching. You know, there's a person called Kayla Boo who I watch, and she has some interesting games.
This is another one pot pasta.
I was watching a who's the Laura Croft? Laura Croft. She was playing. She seems to play games with female heroes, and I really got into that and watched that for quite a while. So sometimes she drops into these lives. Maybe we'll see her. She's definitely worth following. Kayla Boo. And okay, so what do we got here?
This is another.
Okay, so I obviously recorded this twice.
This is another one pot pasta. Start with the noodles,
which means I didn't like it the first time.
Until it's done. Let's cook. That was so simple and.
Okay, so obviously I didn't like the first time I did this. And let's see.
Wonderful.
Okay, so let's come in here. Now again, this was also recorded in 4K. So what we'll do, this is virtual zooming in and out. Let's zoom out a little bit. You know, that hat says captain on it, but the captain part always flips out. I got to get the word captain showing up next time I do this. Okay, there we are. Okay, so let's make this a bit brighter. The color is kind of sad. Let's go up here. We've already got the Lumetri color, and we're going to make it brighter. Now, partly the reason I do this is that this is shot at 1/25th of a second, f9, and at 1000 ISO. So I could either bring the lights closer to me, which would blind me. I could crank up the ISO, and on this camera, 1000 ISO it turns out to be pretty decent. There's 1000 ISO right there. So there's a little bit. I guess I should have shaved, but there's not a lot of noise in the blacks, right? So that it's a pretty good setting. 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to think about 5 a.m. in the morning. Depends on how much rain we have. Last night I couldn't get to sleep. No, it was the night before I couldn't get to sleep. We had a thunderstorm. So okay, so now that's a nice color. The color is white as white. Now let's bring in the green screen effect here. Alter key, and let's see if we can make the. Hey Paula, thank you for coming by. Yeah, I was watching your live earlier today. Always a pleasure to relax and watch what other people are doing. Paula is more of a vlog. No games there that I've ever seen. Okay, let's see what we got here. Limit your color. Let's go here. So we're going to change this to aggressive because I got light green and dark green and some really, really dark green there. And let's pick a color. How about there? That's pretty good. So all the green is gone. And let's just see if I go to alpha channel. Yeah, we got a little bit of a mess there. So let's go. That's not a good alternative. That's not a good alternative. Keep looking for. Okay, so this was the best. What happened to it? That was the best we had. Let's fix it. We'll change the pedestal. Pedestal in video terms is the basically the black level. And change that settings, crank it up a bit more, and now all of our green is keyed out. Let's go back to composite, and we're going to have to find let's find a piece of background for this. And what I want to find is in food clips, I have background plates shot on the boat. And what I wanted to do something slightly different. I've been using this one the last couple of times. This is Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro. So it's the video version of Photoshop. Photoshop is much more powerful. I don't know what I wanted to use here. Did I like this one? See, I don't want to be intruding in people's privacy, and I can see names on boats, so that's not a good one. DJ, thank you for coming by. Nice to see you. The what else have we got here? So I used that one a lot. I think I used this one several times. I've used this one several times. What about this one? This was actually shot for a table here, but I think this will look good as a background. We got some motion. We got some boat stuff. Hey, Bold 14 for Life, thank you for coming by. Great to see you. I know I was out on your channel, but I can't remember more than a day as to what people are doing. So sometimes I can't remember my name. Yeah, okay, what did I just say I wanted to use? I wanted to use that one, right? So that's, I like that. I think we've used that a couple of times. Let's use this one. So let's bring this into the image. There it is. And we don't need the soundtrack. Let's get rid of that. And let's put that back there, and let's see what it looks like. So there we are. Now, the problem is, let's bring this down. The angle is wrong. Okay, the angle is wrong. That won't work. Let's get rid of that. You're gone. The, the camera angles have to be matched to make it work. I've used this one a few times. I like that one. Let's bring it in. again, get rid of the soundtrack. You're gone. Bring that under here. Okay, and what I'm going to do, because I don't want a lot of other people, boats in there. Let's bring that up a little bit. Can I bring that up? Okay, so the angle is wrong. So let's bring him back up and make him a bit bigger. Do I like the look of that? See here, I had this stupid table was up when I shot this, and it was because I wanted to digitally add the food to the table. Let's go back to here. Let's look at that. I don't know what I did there. Let's get rid of this. And let's see if we can find something better. Delete, 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 delete. Gone. Oh, what have we got here? Let's come back to here. Oh, I remember this one. I like this one. Okay, it's too much motion there. Let's try this one. I haven't used this before. It was, again, recorded for a different purpose. Let's see what it looks like. Does it look decent? Yeah, I like that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to, because there isn't any interesting motion, it's really just boat stuff. We're going to put a freeze frame in here. Frame hold options on in point. In point. Okay, so now it's not moving because it was zooming in and out because of what I was trying to do with that at the time. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so this is the intro. It stops here. I think I say let's cook.
Let's cook.
Okay. Let's cut that off there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and bring it to the beginning of the clip because that's my introduction. I did say I remember Mr. Russian's gaming, but I can't remember what game he was playing. People running and killing each other, I think, was the only part I remember there. Okay, hurry up. Let's go, computer. Okay, there we are at the beginning. I like that. Pardon me. Suzanne Morzon, thank you for dropping by. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Another off-time favorite. Oh, let's do that. Take that out. Extend that a little bit because we're going to have some in there. I don't know if I like this. I was looking at another show that I did on liver and onions, and it's actually got some really nice follow-up. It's got over 3,000 views. If you have the time, search for mushroom liver and onions. And I had a few people complain in the comments that I spent 4 minutes talking about how to cut up liver and onions instead of actually making liver and onions. So I think that person was right. Okay. Now we've got the introduction. We got the captain talking. Let's find the finished food. And that's the extra when he's saying thing. Okay, so here we are. I like that. We picked up the Okay, how many seconds is this? 11 seconds. That's good. We'll put that to the beginning. Let's just do one thing. The camera is the white balance is set pretty well correct, but some things are a little bit less exciting than others. And one of the problems we have here is the shrimp aren't very pink. So let's see if we can make that better. So that's the color. Let's see if this creates a mask. It didn't do a very good job of that, did it? Let's go back here. Wider. No, that's not it. The thing isn't. Oh, okay, that's the noodles it's picking up. Where's my shrimps? That's not working properly. I don't see my shrimps turning color here. There's a shrimp there, right? So here's a shrimp. I don't know what's going on here. So this is on the light side. So let's go up here. I'm going to pick up some lightness. Saturation is pretty unsaturated. But the color is wrong. How come I can't find any color that matches it? So that's not what we're looking for. Okay. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do about that. I'd like to maybe try something different and do it with Photoshop to pick up the pink of there. Okay, so for now, let's make a copy of this, bring it to the beginning, and we're going to have that before the captain. And we want about 5 seconds of this, right? So here in the end, he's picking it up. Okay, that's good. You're gone. And here, what we've got left, 6 seconds. I like that, 6 seconds. That's pretty good. We don't need the sound track because there was no sound when this was being recorded. And so that's our finished product. Now, I'm not 100% sure how I want to. Oh, maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Let's try this. I'm not 100% sure that this is what I really want to do, but let's get out here and go basic corrections, and let's make everything pinker. So that's pink, right? Now, but everything else is a bit too much pink as well, right? Hey, Arizona Jake, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. I don't know. Last time I saw you, you were walking and walking and walking, and then I let her run, and I went off and did something. I can't remember what. And came back, and you were finished with your walking exercise. So the pink isn't bad. I mean, it's a little bit on the pink side there. Maybe we'll just leave that the way it is. I think what I wanted to do was this, and I'm not going to do it live now. I'm going to do it in Photoshop. I'm going to basically take this, make a mask, and where just the shrimps shine through so that the pink comes through the shrimp. But for now, I like that color. So the beginning is we're going to start this here, and then we're going to have the captain talking about it. And captain's going to talk about it. We're going to cut him off before the let's cook part. And we're going to bring that over here. Let's move that in there so that we're not wasting time there. And we're going to find a shot of cooking, right? So here we got some spinach leaves, we got some shrimps, we got some salt being put in. That's all kind of boring. But as we get here, oh, we're cutting up some lemon. I'm not going to spend 30 seconds on cutting up lemon. Okay, so here, so this is nice, right? Isn't that a pretty picture? We got some green colors, some, again, it's not very pink, but I'll deal with the pink separately. Let's take this. Let's just see if we have a nicer looking one. There, we're adding some cream to the whole thing. It looks better without the cream. Squeezing lemon. I like this. I like this. It looks very Christmas. Let's take that, make a copy of it. Stick it out here. Okay, we don't. Is there any sizzle? No, there's no sizzle because it's not a sizzly kind of dish, so we don't need the soundtrack for that one. Let's go in here and 23 seconds. Well, we don't want 23 seconds. We want 6 seconds. And let's make it a bit smaller so that we can see it better. I like that. We got the white spoon. I don't know why I'm using white spoon. Sometimes I've got a red spoon and a blue spoon. So today we got a white spoon. Let's bring that to the beginning, and we will stick it after the captain starts talking and before he says, let's cook. Let's put it right there. So here he says, okay, now we're going
to till it's done. And keep on adding till it's done.
And what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to,
start with the noodles.
I'm going to do, I want to have the captain talking over top of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a marker in here. It doesn't matter where it is. It's just so that I can keep the pieces together. M. So there's a marker now. It's in both the audio and the video track. I'm going to unlink them. Unlink. And I'm going to cut.
And keep on adding.
I'm going to cut him off. Bring that in.
With the noodles. And keep on adding till it's done.
And I'm going to try, and then, okay, and then we're going to have let's cook right after that.
Let's cook.
Great. So what I'm going to do here is we need some background for that. So let's take this same thing and put it here. Control C. Control V. Hey, go away. Oh. I don't know what the hell I just did there. Control C. Great that you have all this undo. Okay, so we want less of that as well. So now we've got the captain talking.
And keep on adding till it's done.
I wonder if I should have. I like that. So let's have this. So we've got some action here, right? And I said, how many seconds? 6 seconds. Let's go for 5 seconds.
Start with the noodles and keep on adding till it's done.
And what we're going to do here is, I like my little cross zoom. It's the only transition that I like using. Let's put that here and see.
Let's go.
I don't like that. So we're not going to have the cross zoom in there. We're not going to have the cross zoom in there. We do need to bring the cross zoom in here so that this works properly. Hey, Super Warrior, you're back. Nice to see you again. Thank you for sticking around. And there we are. That looks good.
This is another.
I like that. And then we're copying through here.
Keep on adding till it's done.
And then, okay, so let's stop. So the action stops here, right? So let's bring this back here. How much that? That's 4 seconds. That's plenty. Let's bring that back in there. And so there. So now that's going to be our introduction. And now let's do some cooking. So the problem is this is boring, right? So it's a shrimp pasta, shrimp Alfredo pasta. What's the most important? So the shrimp, but the shrimp isn't doing anything, right? Because the shrimp is just shrimp in a bowl. I'm going to talk about, hey, National Parks Princess, thank you for coming by. I was just looking at your elk videos a while ago. One wonderful countryside that National Park Princess has that mainly, I guess, American Midwest, and beautiful scenery, nice to watch. Love her content. Okay, so am I going to have the shrimp at the beginning? Nah, shrimp is boring. Let's start with noodles, right? Because that's kind of boring. They're not doing anything. But I guess there's more action to this than there is to cutting up garlic. So let's start with Northern California. So it's a part of the world that that I haven't seen much of. The only part of Northern California I've ever been in park-wise is none of it. I did once many years ago ski at Big Bear Mountain, which I thought was an amazing experience. It was in the spring, but I was on the beach in the morning and skiing in the afternoon. And it was cold by California standards. It was warm by Canadian standards. Corn snow and so some really good stuff there. So that was an interesting. I was working down there for some reason. I can't remember. Checking out a computer or reporting on a computer or whatever. Okay, so let's say here we're going to start with this noodle cooking here, and some of it is really boring, right? So here we've got some salt in here, and let's go and take this much noodle cooking and put it at the beginning. So basically we're talking about, let's stick that in there, make a space for it. So we're going to start talking. Oh, thank you for that, NPP. Thank you for that. The challenge is always to make a story out of the cooking as well. So okay, so we're starting here. Oops, no, here we're starting here with 2 cups of pasta. How exciting is that? Okay, so there's a couple seconds. And I guess we're going to start with talking about 4 seconds. So we're going to start talking about let's line that up there properly. That's good. It just fits. So here we're going to say let's cook. And we're going to put the noodles in. Okay, that's good. We don't need more than 2 seconds of that. Basically, I'm saying we're going to start off with 2 cups of pasta and a bit of salt. My God, this is boring. Let's put a bit of salt in the water. We only need 3 seconds of that. Let's go 2 seconds. We don't want to go by so fast that it looks jerky. Got some salt. And then what are we doing? That's boring. That does nothing. Okay, so let's get rid of this clip. We don't need it. Remove it from the project. Clip number 65, your toast. Where is number 65? Where did it go? This is Shrimp Alfredo. 65 is a bunch of nothingness. Let's make it go away. Put a Z in front of it to rename it, and it's out of our hair. Okay, so we're gonna have this live till about 9:30. Yeah, thanks. It's storytelling. That's part of what it's all about. The cooking is part of it. The recipe. Okay, so here. Okay, what are you doing? We're putting some salt, and then we're okay. That's too much. Get rid of that. We don't want that much. Do we want to start with the salt? No, I want to start with this. At least there's some activity here, right? And then I want to put that in. Okay, that's really exciting. How many seconds is that? That is down to 3 seconds. Okay, then what do we have next? And then we have some boiling. More boiling. Oh my God, I'm bored already. Boiling, 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 boiling. Okay, so this has to come later because here it's been boiling for 8 minutes and I'm just tasting to see if it's good. So here we put it in. We're going to stir it for a few seconds. How many seconds do we want? 3 seconds. Okay, we don't want. Okay, so we've got this started cooking here. We'll save these clips. Get them out of the way. We'll come back to them. And we're going to spend a bit of time now making some garlic. And I like this garlic press. I'm trying to flog it with an Amazon affiliate link, which nobody has yet clicked on. So if you happen to be buying stuff on Amazon, go to one of my videos and click on one of the Amazon links in the description, and I may make a few pennies on the sale. Although a few people I've talked to that have done that, and I haven't made any money yet. That's not totally true. Somebody bought a lipstick that came after a click on one of my Amazon items. I got a whole 42 cents. I'm rich. Okay, so let's make this smaller. Let's go down to about there. What's that? That's 50%. That's good. 50%. Okay, so we don't need 208, 218, 217, to 227. We don't need 10 seconds of cutting up garlic. Okay, I zoomed out the camera there. We don't want that. Let's start with some action. So we got 24 seconds. We don't want 24 seconds of cutting up garlic. And how much time do we need to put it into the no, we do want the cutting of the garlic. We do want that. "17 seconds. We don't need 17 seconds. Let's make it just a little bit faster. How about 120%? still too long, right? That's 15 seconds. 14 seconds. Okay, so here. Okay, so that will leave there. That's 10 seconds. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so when we're doing the voiceover, it's going to say, okay, we're going to get our noodles cooking. And while that's cooking, I guess I should have had the part with the lid on it, right? Where the heck is the lid? Do I have a lid anywhere here? Shoot, I didn't keep, pardon me. Oh. Pardon me. Where is my lid? Don't I have a lid on this anywhere? Let's just see if this has a lid. No, I guess I didn't record the putting down of the lid until much later. And the story doesn't flow properly if you don't have the lid in there. Okay, so we don't have a lid. Okay, so now we got some garlic. We're up to 48 seconds. Okay, we're going to cut up some things. And this is, I know that I cut things so slowly. Like when I compare myself to any of the famous chefs, I could fall asleep watching me cut stuff. So let's just make it 160%. And apparently, Adobe is good because the sound is still realistic. Okay, so let's start with cutting up some cherry tomatoes. Don't need that. What if I go back to here? How long is that? 21 seconds. It's a little bit too long for cutting up cherry tomatoes, although I think I can talk about cherry tomatoes for a few seconds. Okay, Bold, you have a good night too. We'll be on the boat tomorrow if the weather works out. It's supposed to rain overnight and rain a bit tomorrow. So if it's thundering, I don't know if I'm going to go and sit in the rain, but tentatively, we're on the boat tomorrow at 5:30. Okay, we got some spinach. The spinach nothing's happening. How many seconds is this clip? I'm sorry, it's how many? 7 seconds. I'm going to talk about spinach. And let's see there. Where's my hand? Where do we stop moving? Okay, that's good. We're going to talk about baby spinach. That's nice. And then what else do we have? We have some shrimps. So these are peeled, clean, frozen shrimp. I was out for dinner a couple of days ago, and I had actually this is pretty close to this meal. It was linguine with shrimp. This is rotini pasta, and they cook the shrimp with the tails on. So the problem with that is then you have to get in there and dig out the tails or cut it out with a knife and a fork. It'd be so much easier if the chef took out the tails before he cooked the little guys. Okay, let's get that in centered as well. Let's bring it over here. Okay, so we're going to talk about the shrimps. And now the noodles are cooking. And okay, so we're going to get rid of this clip. Let's just check something here. I want to see. Right now, this total project is 10 minutes long. I want about 8, so I'm not not running into an issue. Yeah, I love shrimp. I love shrimp. Okay, we've got our shrimp. We don't want this. Oh no, hold on. We don't want this one. This is a big long one. Doesn't nothing exciting happening, except the noodles are cooking. It is file number 68. You're gone. Where's my file number 68? 68. 67, 68. You're gone. Now, okay, so I like this one because it starts with the lid on the pot. Take out a few frames because there's no sound for the first few frames. We're going to stir. And I'm going to talk about giving it the time recommended. Now, I don't want it to be cooked all the way because the shrimps need to cook. So if the shrimps need 4 minutes and the noodles take 10, we want to cook the noodles for 6 minutes. So they're not quite done. And I'm checking to see that they're really pretty well al dente yet. Get rid of that. Take a few seconds out of there. Because we're doing this all in one pot. So let's see. Partly because it's something I'm striving for, and if I'm cooking on the boat, I don't want to have to be cleaning too many pots. And so if I can do everything in one pot, then that's great. And it's a thing. Martha Stewart has done it. Meghan Markle has done it. Testing it there. Okay, this clip. Guess I did it again. So let's get rid of this one. Reveal project number 71. You're gone. Where's number 71? And 71, 77, 74, 67, 70, 71. Don't need him. You're gone. Now what am I doing? So I'm going to add the garlic, right? So now let's zoom out a little bit so that we can see what we're doing here. And I like this garlic press because cutting garlic by hand is a pain. First of all, I'm not a good cutter. And you end up chewing on little bits of garlic. And what this does is it makes such a nice, almost like a garlic puree or minced garlic as you'd buy it in a jar. Okay, we've got to make a note here that the water has boiled off because we don't want to have so much water in it. Okay, so that's done. And now we're going to add the shrimp. I guess we can see the garlic pieces, but they're so fine that after it gets stirred a few times, it's going to, there's the end of the action, cut on the action. It's going to, we're not going to be chewing on bits of garlic. Okay, so we're stirring, cook, stir. What are we doing here? Oh, here we're cutting up a lemon. So I'm going to leave this in here for now. It's going to be a little bit too long because it's a little bit on the boring side. But let's just stick it in here. Stir. I guess I zoomed in the camera. Okay, we're closing the lid on it. That's good. Let's zoom out a little bit. That's nice. I like that. And now we're going to, okay, what am I doing here? I'm pretty sure that this is cutting up a piece of lemon. Oh, so that was a waste of time. I didn't like what I do there, so review on project. You're gone. Number 75. Number 75. Where the hell is number 75? 75. There you are. It's just a cutting board. And we're going to cut up some lemon. Oh, what happened? I'm not sure that what I just did here. Maybe we want to rethink that. So where is that number 75? Yeah, nothing actually happened. So that's not a good clip. I don't know what I can do with this lemon. Let's just leave a few seconds of it in here. I'm not sure that this is 14 seconds, way too long. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this lemon. At one point, I was actually going to suggest I would just use real lemon, like the squeeze bottle. And then I figured, nah, let's have some real food here. And so what was I doing here? I have no idea. I think I was screwing around with the camera, trying to line it up. Okay, so how come I don't have... See, I lost a clip here. 78, 77. I lost a clip of putting in the tomatoes. Shoot. That's not good. I guess there's not much I can do about it. Not much I can do about it. Shoot. Okay, so let's get rid of this clip. It does no good for anybody, right? There's nobody's putting any tomatoes in anything. You're gone. Okay, so we've got a problem here. We're missing one step of the cooking. 77. You're gone. Yes. And I don't know what we're going to do about that. But I guess we'll figure it out. 77, you're dead. Spirit in the Sky Blue. Thank you for dropping by. Can't remember where I saw you. I mean, I saw your channel. Were you on Willie? I can't remember where you were. Maybe on Susanna Morzon. Anyway, so here we've added the the tomatoes, and I'm not happy that that I somehow managed to not catch the... What are we doing here? What the heck is this? Oh, I'm adding a bit of water. What is that? I can't remember what I was doing there. Okay, we'll come back to that later. Okay. So anyway, I managed to not get the pudding of the okay, so the lemon we don't need until here, right? So let's take this piece of lemon, cutting of the lemon and move that over to here. And now what I want is here, where are we cutting up our tomatoes? So we're cutting up our tomatoes here. Okay, so now this is where the shrimp is at 152. Let's move this shrimp into here. So we're going to be looking at the shrimp and then putting them in. We're going to be getting our garlic. And we're going to take this tomato and let's get rid of this let's take this tomato. Okay, so we got the garlic. Okay, and now okay, let's get this out of the way. With the garlic press. And we're going to take these two and put it before the garlic. So we're coming along here, cutting up the garlic, stirring, putting it in the garlic press, and putting that into the okay, I don't mind the sequence of events there. Okay, so now the thing is we have we don't have the tomatoes, but if we have the tomato being cut up here, it tells the story of cutting up the tomatoes and then they're in the with the pasta. So I don't know how I did that. I didn't press record, pressed the wrong record button. Somehow I lost a step. Not much I can do about it now. We're done there. Okay, so what's this? This is the see, and somehow I also lost the this isn't a very good job I did here. Because I don't have the clip of me putting the spinach into the pot. I don't know. I'm not happy. Can't do much about it now. So let's see what we've got here. I think it still tells a story, and it'll need a little bit more of the story will be told by me talking about it. Okay, so we picked up the piece of lemon. And we're taking that piece of lemon and we're going to squeeze it in. So we don't need that. That's nice. And now we're going to add some cream. That looks good. Hey, Super Warrior. Yeah, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for sticking around. Maybe you'll make this. It'll be interesting. Okay, we're getting some cream. I have to look at my recipe. Half a cup of cream, I think, went into this. And mixing it up. Put the lid. Let it cook a little bit. And just checking the time here. I've got to bail out before 9:30. Okay, so we're cooking for a few minutes. Okay, we don't need to see more than a few seconds of the lid being closed. Take out a couple of frames there. Open the lid. Let's zoom out a little bit. I like that. Hey, go with the flow. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, thank you for coming by. I think, did you have like a 7-hour live earlier today? Deb and Mike, yeah, thank you for dropping by as well. Suddenly, the whole outdoor crowd is here. I thought I saw Go with the Flow Europe. There's like 6 or 7 hours. What a long things of time to keep track of a chat. Go away. Okay, we're mixing. What am I doing here? We're putting in some Parmesan. We're mixing, and we're closing the lid. Okay. So this is too long. This is 51 seconds. We certainly don't need all of that. I like that. Actually, we don't need the last 2 seconds of that. It's not even 2 seconds. It's a few frames. Okay, so that's good. Now, so this is too long. We'll shorten it later on when I get my trekking. I think last I saw you were talking about a campground. So we're tasting it. That's nice. And then we're serving it out. Okay. Does this look good? The lid is being put down. And then we pick the lid up. Okay, so it's down. It's down. We don't need to have it sitting there staring at us. Let's make it a bit shorter. And there we are. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's going to. I've let people on. I've left people going in the background. Then I've actually gone out and gone shopping or something and come back. And the live is still going. So supporting them, their watch hours. And any of their ads that come by. So it's you can't do that on a phone. Like it doesn't. It has to be done on a computer, so you can have multiple tasks at the same time. I hate phones. I've never done this on a tablet. Okay, we're serving it out. 5 seconds, 5 minutes. So this is a bit on the short side. I'm not that happy, partly because I've managed to not record a few interesting steps, putting in the spinach, for instance. Do some garnishing. And there we are. And there we are. That's the one that we used at the beginning. Let's get rid of that one. And let's bring in the captain. And then I'm going to basically stop this. So, hey, She Cooks, thank you for coming by. Yeah, thank you for coming by. The last time I saw you, you didn't even have on any cosplay, any costumes. You were just being yourself. Always interesting. She Cooks for us. Very, very entertaining show. She's the kind of person you can sit there. If she's on for 2 hours, just let it go in the corner of your screen for 2 hours and look up every once in a while. The thing she has that's interesting is she's using StreamYard with a voice readback of the chat, which I've found them very interesting. I don't use StreamYard, but I've often wondered how to see what's in the chat when you're not close to the screen. Like here, I'm close to the screen, so I can see it. Or when you're driving, and her screen readback thing is kind of fascinating. Of course, sometimes it's like there's just echo going on in there, so it's it's an interesting concept. So here we are. So we got the captain doing his thing. We're down to 5 minutes 44 seconds. We're going to have the ingredients out here, so it'll be 6 minutes. I wanted it a bit longer, but not unhappy with what we've accomplished here. So it's 9:30. I'm going to just save this, make sure that's good. So as I say, I don't know how I managed to not record putting in the tomatoes and not record putting in the spinach, because I mean the tomatoes and the spinach are the really colorful part of this dish. But again, we've got enough here. We've got the spinach in the bowl. I washed it. I'll talk about the baby spinach, and here it's in the dish, so I can talk about that you're going to drop it in and keep mixing it. That's kind of boring here. What's going on? Nothing's happening here. Okay, so we're going to cut that out because I don't need, how many seconds is this? 32 seconds of so we're going to make that a little bit shorter. Anyway, so that is the end of that. Let's save it. I have to record the voiceover for this. I have to fix the ingredient titles and deal with some music. Go away, Copilot. Microsoft wants to take over your computers. It's a plot. It's a plot. Let's just save that. Create a text document over here. Save that. So it's interesting that I missed a couple. How come I don't have the beginning of putting in the freaking tomatoes? The tomatoes are there. I guess I didn't hit record. It's annoying. It's annoying. Anyway, thank you very much for dropping by. As I say, we will be on the boat tomorrow, weather permitting, 5 o'clock-ish, so that because it's dark at 7:15 now. And otherwise, have a good evening. And anybody that I didn't have a chance to follow up on, I will follow up. I do want to return the support, if at all possible. Let's hit end stream here. Do I want to stop? End.